Just the two of us. Isn't that a song?
You make it if we try.
Where's our boy right this second, you think?
Well, he said he's in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's what.
But I really think he's in France.
Well, that's kind of where I was getting to. I mean, the last time he goes, I'll say international. I mean, Hawaii is part of America, but still. Last time he goes away on vacation, he, creates this controversy with the baked ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Inadvertently, he was just excited about some food he ate, but then he
was it inadvertently though,
kind
David?
of threw the rest of the country here under the bus with the baked ribs. My question is, what food is it going to be coming back from Hawaii that he's so pumped about?
I don't know if it's going to be food.
I was thinking cornbread. He's going to have something so weird, something like not you just like the weirdest.
Yeah,
I had the best cornbread ever in Hawaii that Alabama and Tennessee can't.
He's like, man, I had the best seared steak. It's just the steak there is just the best.
And he's going to
not the Maui Wowie or the salmon. He's like, man, there's corn dogs. Those corn dogs in Hawaii are just top tier.
Yeah,
top tier CDs.
Well, Jake will be back tomorrow.
He will,
right? But the show must go on.
It must.
We got to hold it down.
We can do that.
We got this. You ready?
For sure.
Let's do it. Duke star Kyle Filipowski is injured as Wake Forest fans storm their home court in celebration.
Former Redskins OC Eric Bieniemy has finalized a deal to join UCLA staff.
And Cam Newton is still slinging guys off of him. I'm David Cohn.
I'm Blaine Crane. Welcome to Crane & Company.
Duke superstar Kyle Filipowski was injured this weekend when fans of the Wake Forest basketball team made contact with the 7-footer while storming the court following a Demon Deacons home victory. This immediately prompted every college basketball commentator with an X account to call for a ban on rushing the court. But let's pull back for a moment of perspective. Fans storming the basketball court or the football field in celebration is a time-honored collegiate tradition, one that showcases a level of passion unique to the college experience. 2 years ago, I watched Tennessee fans rush Neyland after beating Alabama for the first time in Nick Saban's tenure. They tore down the goalpost, threw it in the Tennessee River, and administrators, to their credit, were overjoyed. Michigan beat the Buckeyes for the first time in 8 tries, creating a sea of maize and blue in the country's largest football stadium. I would have been offended by anything less. Contrast that spirit with that of your favorite professional team, and you'll find the latter lacking. But instances such as this at Wake, where behavior is obviously reckless and borderline intentional, it risks ruining the experience for all. It makes the decision easier for ADs and administrators and rooms full of attorneys to take the easy way out and eliminate the practice altogether. My question is, since when do we always take the easy way out? There was a time when college students could join their classmates on the field of play in the occasional celebration of a milestone victory without incident. What happened? What happened is we ask too little of our young adults these days. What happened is we've watered down our punishments to the point that they are ineffective at deterring lawless behavior. Here is the solution in its simplest form. Fans who leave the stands to celebrate on the court that then make physical contact or even engage in verbal altercations with members of the opposing school should be punished as severely as possible on an individual case-by-case basis. A blanket ban on court rushing writ large will only further dilute the passion of collegiate sports at a critical time when that eagerness is needed most. Blaine, join me here.
Good job, Dave.
What do you think? We saw this weekend.
Yeah.
Great game between Duke, Wake Forest. First of all, I had Duke plus 2.5. Looked like it was going to hit.
Tough.
Duke gets the ball, last with 12, 14 seconds, something like that, comes down. Turnover, that was already going to be one of my worst of the weekend, that they couldn't even end the game on getting a shot off. Turn the ball over. Wake comes down, hits their field goals. The plus 2.5 doesn't hit. Forget all that. Whatever. 1.8 seconds left. They throw the ball in the front court. Filipowski is injured, leaving the court as Wake fans rush the court. Do you think this is a practice that should be eliminated altogether?
No, I don't, and I do agree with you. And it's some of the best memories when it comes to basketball, not even only basketball, in sports or fans storming the field. This is on the administration. This is who this is on. And I think it kind of bleeds into everywhere because you go back, this isn't the first incident this has happened. There's been many incidences when we see players and fans when it comes to altercations. We saw an Alabama receiver this year do it. But it's the administration's job to get security, during the entire week. Whenever you play a team who's highly ranked or this and that, you have meetings throughout the week of what you're going to do if you win this football game. All right? How are we going to take care of? Because, look, at this point, Duke comes to Wake Forest. Duke is in your hands. Their team, their coaches, their players, their staff, they are in your hands. It is your job to hire security. It is your job to get the players off the basketball court. This is complete failure from the administration for Wake Forest. And I do agree, but it's going to be hard. All right? When we talk about punishments, one, to even find these kids.
Yeah.
All right? They even find them in this massive sea of people. And two, there's no ill will, in my opinion, when it comes to this kid running on the court. I don't look at this kid and like, oh, well, he went out to run into Philip Hinikowski or whatever his name is from Duke. No, this kid's probably drunk, right? Drunk.
Well, that's another problem.
Storming a court, all right? And if you know, one, stop alcohol sales when it comes to SEC, good luck. Two, it's the administration's job to have these kids under control.
Okay, you made a couple points in there. I want to get to all of them. So it does seem like the past couple seasons, and it's not just basketball, we've seen a lot on football too,
yeah.
that we've seen incidents more and more frequently, right? Not necessarily with something this severe. I mean, this is going to get a lot of attention because Duke is one of the biggest brands in college basketball, and this is the superstar on the team. And at this point, we don't even know the extent of his injury. Hopefully it's not that serious. But we certainly have seen, even in the Tennessee-Alabama game that I was referencing as a positive, we saw an altercation, a verbal altercation
with Burt.
With Burt, yeah. One of the Alabama players when Tennessee fans rushed out there. We're seeing that more and more, right? And when you talk about, well, we couldn't even find these kids, every time there's an incident, there is video, and we do see who's involved. So if we cared enough, I say we, if the powers that be, the school, the administrators, whatever, cared enough, they could find out. I mean, if it was, say, a racially charged incident, you would find out who it was.
100%,
So you could find who is responsible, and you could suspend them for a semester. You could, I don't know what exactly the punishment is for each particular school around the country, but don't you think that would be a better course of action than just saying, hey, no longer can fans ever go on the football field or the basketball court?
No, yes, I agree with that. I don't think storming should ever be banned. I think storming the field has gotten watered down. I mean, I believe last year some teams storm the court after every win of a basketball game?
And that's why, your brother and I have gone off on that before too. Like when I said Tennessee beating Alabama for the first time since Nick Saban was the coach.
You think Wake should have stormed the court in this game?
I don't know. I haven't kept up with exactly the ebbs and flows of their entire season. But anytime you beat Duke at home, it's a significant victory. And Wake I do know they're fighting for their lives to try and get in the NCAA tournament. This was a huge win from that perspective.
No, yeah, I agree. I just don't know how we're going to put this on the kids. Right. So it's the administration's job. This is that school's job.
Okay. See, I guess that's the point I disagree with most, which was what I was saying in my open is let's put it on the kids. Maybe we're asking too little of them. There was a time when we could say, hey, you're 18 years old. Okay, your grandfathers were storming Normandy Beach. If you want to go on the field and celebrate, do not make contact with the 7-footer from the other team that's running off, or you will suffer the consequences. See, in this particular case, it was a mob of guys, and Filipowski didn't.
Well, that's always going to be the case most of the time. When it comes to storming the court, it's not going to be one person. If you've ever stormed something in your life, once you storm it, once you're on the court, buddy, bullets are flying. You don't know who's in front of you. It might be a little bit different if a 7-footer's out there. I can get it when it comes to football field. If you think you're going to tell a kid who's in college, who's going to a Duke game or an Alabama-Tennessee game, all right, hey, you storm that field, buddy, you better watch out for this, this, and that. By the time that fourth quarter hits 4 digits, that kid is unconsciously drunk.
That's
it is the administration's job.
You suffer the consequences.
It is the administration's job to hire security, have enough.
How are they going to stop all those people? How they
with enough security.
And
not even that, if you want to put it on the kids before the game even starts. All right? Everybody's sitting in their seat. You go over the PA and say, if we win this game, we're going to hold you until we can get the Duke players off the court.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, can we not wait?
And that's the administration's job.
I know Kyle Filipowski is the victim here, but can we pull the clip back up one more time? Did he try and get a trip in?
Dude, this looks knee to me. And that hurts. Like knee to knee, like that's a real
Run this in super slow-mo here.
Like knee to knee. Ugh! God! Oh, man, no. And he's 7 foot. He's feeling that for weeks.
Well, I feel like this may be the incident that puts this whole conversation over the top here, just because, like I said, Duke is a brand name. He's a superstar on the team. Let him be out for a couple games as we enter March, and the conversation is certainly going to heat up. You saw John Shire and the head coach at Wake Forest both said, yeah, this is a practice that needs to end. I couldn't disagree more, but like I said, when kids are this irresponsible, it makes the decision easier and easier. I want you to get the Booster Club chopping over there.
All right, everybody, get your feet
early, and let's get to them often. But first, I want to tell people about Bet Online, okay, our new sponsor here. If you're going to bet on sports, which I know all of you out there listening are, you need to go to betonline.ag. That's the place to place all of your bets for the big game this Sunday, throughout the weekend, the entire week. Use promo code BOOSTER. That's BOOSTER for a 50% instant deposit bonus of up to $1,000, $1,000, 1,000 big ones, as the kids say, a stack, right? A stack,
stizzy,
exact. Yeah. That's betonline.ag and use promo code BOOSTER. Bet Online, the options are endless. How much money did you make in the Super Bowl live stream?
Made about $1,000, but the thing about it, it's not about what I won, is what I didn't lose.
Okay.
All right, I was down $4,000. Ended up coming out with the G on top.
Golly, legend status.
Valdez Scantling. Thank you, sir.
Why don't you write a book about it?
Look,
also, if you're out there watching right this second, go and buy some of our merch. We have sick Booster Club hoodies. We got candles for sale. There's a flaming dragon candle. Smells just like Fireball. It'll take you back to your college days for sure. We got a Get Off My Lawn candle. We have a Lady Ballers candle. We have Lady Ballers merch. All of that's available at dailywireplus.com. So go and check it out now. Blaine, what's going on in the chat?
All right, chat. Hit hit that subscribe button. If you donate us on topic, we will read it. We're going to start the day off with Cantorius with a $5 donation. Appreciate it, brother. He says, keep storming, but there should be a mandated time for opposing teams to leave the court. 1 to 2 minutes is all you need to avoid collision.
And that's an interesting perspective, because if you wait, rushing the field is an emotional response, right, to what's going on. And of course, you want to be like the first one there, and you want to like get a place and whatever the celebration is. But also, it's like in the moment. So if you just wait a minute or two, it sort of takes away maybe even the desire to go rush the field or rush the court. But we have to do something to like let the opposing team get out of the building.
I feel like coaches, get back coaches when it comes to football. Yeah. Get head coaches off the sidelines. We need to get off coaches. We need coaches to get players off the field.
Yeah.
All right. In basketball and football, regardless it is, you go get their ass and you get them off the court as quick as possible. I agree with that. Let's go to Ryan Roberts' forehead. If this is Ryan Roberts, I know as well. He's like, give it to Filipowski, but it feels like he's already working on his future acting career in the NBA. I didn't see any acting when he came to this. This isn't a Caitlin Clark situation.
Hold on, is that a North Carolina fan?
It might be.
That's a North Carolina fan. I feel that. I felt that comment.
It might be.
So the Caitlin Clark, remind me what happened with Caitlin Clark, because I was talking about this with Darby Lou last night.
If I can remember it correctly, the same kind of situation, I believe the court got stormed and some girl ran into Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark flopped her ass off.
And that was this season?
Yeah, had to be.
Okay.
Had to be. Pretty sure. All right, let's go to Eddie. Eddie, what is up? Looking at the video, Filipowski looked to try and black out the fan and got hurt in the action more that he committed than the fan did. The fan was just trying to get past him. Regardless, if you're a fan or you're a player, you got to get your ass out the way.
Look, I saw exactly what he's talking about. It looked like, and if that had been the only kid, right, then I would say, yeah, like Filipowski is putting his leg out, maybe possibly trying to trip the kid too.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when there's an immediate storm of Wake Forest fans that basically turned this kid into like one of the. What was the thing at the county fair that like spins you around?
It turned into Saving Private Ryan so quick, dude. They're just dragging him off. It's like Tom Hanks with a pistol shooting at the tank, getting dragged off the court.
Oh man,
it's great. Let's go to Chase. Chase, what's up, brother? He says, I think some people don't realize the whole idea of waiting minutes to storm a court is not practical. It just won't hit the same.
Okay, that was the point I was.
I'm not saying you got to wait 2 minutes. I mean, 30 seconds. And if not even that, if we can get security, all right, to just get them you can storm in a line, right? One entryway, right? You storm not just the whole, but like once whole baselines get stormed, then you're in trouble, right? That's when like the trampling. If you think this is going to be the worst thing that comes off from storming the court, I promise it's going to get worse than this. Like some guy's not going to be 7 foot. There's going to be a 5'11" point guard somewhere under a bunch of feet getting trampled for 3 minutes, and no one's going to know about it.
And that's kind of my question. There is like,
how bad does it have to get?
Well, no, for decades haven't we done this? And like, is this just was I too young to recognize it back in the day that there were other situations where it was inappropriate or someone got hurt and maybe I just didn't hear about.
We haven't heard of any.
I just feel like
it had to happen though.
Maybe there's just there's more disrespect towards opposing players now than before. Maybe the arrogance that you could run on the field and like get in a verbal altercation with an Alabama defensive lineman or a 7-footer at Duke. Like I would never think like if I'm rushing on the field or the court, I'm doing so to celebrate with my classmates who just had a big win, right? Not to talk trash to the opposing team. All right, a couple more.
All right, let's go to Heartbroken Hog. What is up, my brother? Losing field/court storming would mean losing a piece of the soul of college sports.
Okay.
We can't stop storming.
So the Booster Club is in agreement because I thought I was going to be on an island here based off what I was seeing on X this weekend.
Well, yeah, I think two things can be true at once, right? We talk about it all the time. I think storming whatever, a court, a field, a pool, I don't care, whatever it is, should be allowed. But two, there should be, stipulations that come with that.
Sure.
You've been to a football game, Dave. You've been to a basketball game. Security's a joke. It's a joke. Look, and I know people need jobs, and I know people need money, and I always go back to this reference. I had a buddy I played high school football with who played center. His name's Caleb. Athletic guy, not the most athletic guy you'll ever meet in your life. He was at the Auburn, Alabama game. I believe Chris Davis ran the kickback.
Kick six.
And this guy's not the most fleet of foot. He's center. Not the most athletic. Pretty athletic. But what he did to a security guard, and it went viral on Twitter. He just cooked. Just hit him with the 1-2. Oh, boy, fell down.
Really?
It was really bad. The security guards they hire at sporting events, collegiate sporting events, are a joke. It's a joke.
So what you're saying is your friend should be trying out for the NFL.
It's like referee. You want refereeing to get better? It needs to be their only job.
You know where you don't have to deal with this? What sport doesn't have to deal with this? Hockey. Hockey. True. You're not rushing the ice.
No, do it, please.
I have to say, though, maybe the coolest professional sporting experience that I've ever been to was when Tiger Woods won the FedEx. Was that 17, 18, 2018, something like that? Before he won that other Masters, which sort of even eclipsed that win. But it was at a time when we thought, well, Tiger's not going to win any more majors. I was on the 18th fairway following him up with this sea of people as he marched towards the green to go win that tournament. One of the coolest things. And yeah, they didn't want people on the course, but at the same time, everyone who was running that tournament recognized the importance of that moment, and it turned into something bigger than saying, hey, stay off the golf course.
Yeah, and golf fans are a lot easier to get stuff.
Yeah, no one was running into Tiger's knee.
Funneling beers in the stand.
All right, let's get to best and worst from the weekend because we do have a lot to talk about. Just staying with college basketball, I'll start with Kentucky.
Ooh.
I was paying special attention to this game because my father-in-law, Richard, went up there to Rupp Arena to see Alabama take on Kentucky. Kentucky put up 117 points, man. And they had 80-something with 11 minutes to go. I was like, they could score 130 if they wanted to. So 117 to 95, by the way. I mean, look, let's don't just give Kentucky a pass on their defense completely because they're still giving up way too many points. And I think Alabama hit their season average over. But 117-95, just a wild game. Alabama can't be giving up that many points. I don't care if you're on the road or not.
No, and I think when it comes to both of these teams, what was the weaknesses going through the year? Because offensively, I think both these teams are extremely good. It's defense, right? Was there any defense in this basketball game? I mean, no, there wasn't. So obviously, look at the score. But I do think the way Kentucky's been playing their last couple of games, if they can figure out this defense, I think Kentucky's good enough to make a run in the tournament. I really do. And I know it's Coach Cal this, Coach Cal that. He'll blow it sooner or later. But this is one of those teams. He's got scores. He's got a couple guys that when you need a bucket, they can go get you that bucket immediately. You have a download presence, and you have guards who are experienced enough not to have turnovers and play congruent enough and well enough together to where I really think if you can figure out the defensive side of the ball, and it's the same thing with Alabama. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with Sears and all these guys. I mean, the biggest surprise to me is Alabama only shot 17 threes. Damn, I can't tell you the last time Alabama didn't shoot 23s in a basketball game. And look, if you're any basketball team, Kentucky, the LSU Mud Dogs, it doesn't matter. If you shoot over 50% from three and you shoot 24 of them, you're going to end up doing pretty well and winning a lot of basketball games.
I'm trying to see what Kentucky shot from three. So Kentucky shot 54% from three, and they shot 63% from the field.
Look, sometimes you just walk into a team that they're just not missing, and their game is on, and that's just what you walked into. I don't think Alabama played bad.
I mean, Alabama shot 35% from three and 56% from the floor.
That's the problem. The problem with these two teams, I promise you, is not scoring.
Yeah.
Like, they can go score, all right? But once you get in the tournament and you run into those teams that limit possessions, play defense, make you play smart basketball, and make you defend the entire court. The only time I've seen Kentucky do it was that Auburn game the other weekend. I haven't seen Alabama do it yet realistically. But both these teams can score, but neither of them can play defense. And whichever one can figure that out first, Dave, I'm telling you, it's good enough to make
Well, look, sometimes shots fall, and if the other team's shooting 65%, you're just going to lose. I don't care who you are. You could be, the Suns or the Golden State Warriors, right? Like sometimes your opponent just shoots the lights out. The proposition we've been putting forward with Alabama basketball is that, when it comes tournament time, if their shots aren't falling, which they don't always do on the road or in tournament play game after game, then they struggle to win. But here's a situation where they still shot really well, scored 95 points, but it was the defensive side of the ball that let them down. Whereas a team like if you were playing Houston or you're playing Virginia, a school like that, they're going to switch it up. They're going to slow down the pace so much so that you're not even able to get off the shots, even if you're making a lot of them. I didn't see a lot of that attempt from Alabama this weekend, but again, that's just something that they have to work on if they want to win 6 in a row come tournament time to be national championship. What did you see this weekend that was...
All right, my best this weekend, guys, I'm sure everybody saw it, but pull it up. Cam Newton at a 7v7 football tournament. Got into a little altercation here. Let's roll this video.
Oh, Cam.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Can we start it over? Please, can we go ahead and start it over? Oh,
the hat's
God.
staying on, huh?
Oh, God.
Oh. Who's taking shots at Cam Newton?
Yeah, let's start over and pause it. I kind of just want to walk through this, if we can do that. Just pause it right there. 1. Guys, there's a lot of guys out there that if I had to go after, I'd go after and go get. Mm-hmm. But there's one guy I wouldn't. That is 6'5", 240-pound Cam Newton.
He's probably 255 these days.
Who his entire career, guys, was just mauling grown men for a living. Running through grown men for a living. And these two pipsqueaks, these two children, in their head got the idea, let's go get after Cam. This had to be a stunt. They're just trying to get clicks or views or whatever it is. But one, Cam's been in this situation immediately when both guys are up there and Cam grabs the first one and throws him into Lake Wetumpka or wherever the hell that is. That kid's gone. I don't understand, David, and please explain to me, why would you do this?
Cam Newton, I don't remember Cam getting tackled a single time during the entire 2010 football season. And yet here we are going after Cam. But did you hear what instigated this fight, what he said to Cam? He said, I wish I had 2 of those hats that you have on. one to crap in and one to cover it up with. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But my uncle Jerry did tell me that joke when I was like 7 years old.
Hey, the hat stayed on, but why?
The hat stayed on.
You're going to fight like, dude, I watched that man do just unmistakable thing to grown men.
The truth will out on what started this. The truth is going to out. We're going to find out, and we're going to have to react to that.
Cam looks so comfortable in that. You can tell that was the first rodeo for Cam.
Oh, yeah.
Get jumped.
No doubt. All right, another best for me this weekend. Arkansas pitcher Hogan Smith. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
Hogan Smith pitched 5 innings, had 15 Ks through 5 innings, finished with 17 strikeouts, and set the school record. Do we have a clip of Hagen Smith pitching? Show a little bit of this. This was against Oregon State.
Won game 2.
K,
hey, you're out.
On Kevin Abel's complete
out.
Shutout as Hagen Smith strikes
Lefty,
out Travis
too.
Crafty.
Just
shoving.
Slinging the pill.
Shoving.
Count of 15 strikeouts to the
Slider.
southpaw.
You're out.
15 Ks?
You are out. Arkansas needs this. They're going through a lot right now.
That's true, actually.
Arkansas needs their baseball team to be good. Baseball, come save us, please. It's not great.
Maybe we'll hear from the old heartbroke hog today on the call.
When anything goes well for Arkansas, he calls in.
I got to hear about Hagen Smith. What else?
That's the only bets of my worst. I don't know if we saw this. Alan Flanagan from Ole Miss. Believe it was against Mississippi State or A&M, one or the other. If you kind of watch here, and you can slow it down a little bit, he's going to be on the left side of your screen on number 12, and he throws this elbow, and look.
Wait, show it again?
Yeah, we can run the video back. It's kind of tough to see right there.
Oh.
What a chump move.
Man.
What a weak chump. There is no place in the game of sports for this. And trust me, I'm all for fighting. All right? But if you're going to do it like a man. Don't hit somebody and then run off like you didn't do anything. Oh, Dad, please come save me from the sidelines. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. This is just a terrible look.
I thought you'd have.
And look, I know emotions can get the best of you.
Yeah.
Like, it happens. Like, I've been in the game, but there's no place. And I'm all for fighting, David. You know that. But let's not be cowards.
I thought you'd have something to say about this because
let's not be cowards.
Alan Flanagan transferred from Auburn, right?
Yeah, look,
you used to have a lot of.
Not a lot of love there.
All right, so walk me through your philosophy here. So you're all for fighting in sports, but you got to square up, kind of like hockey does.
There's no cheap
like
shot.
Square up and let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Not gonna swing the elbow as I'm running past.
No, there's nothing more softer, all right, than a guy who just runs around and looks for cheap shots. It's the truth. Like if guys are fighting one-on-one and some guys just circling, looking for the chance to knock somebody out, in my opinion, that's what this is. Right, it's a cheap shot. You're trying to get something quick without anybody knowing. Alan Flanagan's a better player than that, and a better person than that. I think his dad raised him better than that. But look, I know emotions get the best of you. Don't do it again, son.
One of my worst from the weekend was this fight between the Heat and the Pelicans. Did you see this?
Worst?
We have
Dave.
Oh, is this your best?
This is beautiful. Yes.
So your worst is Alan Flanagan, but this is your best.
Come on, run it.
Let's play it here.
Foul.
Kevin Love.
Buddy, I promise you, Kevin Love's not the problem.
Look at Zion.
This is Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, let him go.
I'm not surprised because they let it go.
They're missing opportunity.
For those listening, if you're confused by Blaine's fighting in sports philosophy,
look,
so am I.
No cheap shots. No cheap shots here. Except up top.
So
a lot of people don't realize this, but that wasn't even. So up top, before you cut that video, another fight broke up
in the stands.
With guys on the bench.
Oh,
from opposite teams were talking to each other on the bench, and then a real punch got thrown, and both those guys got kicked out. So there was multiple fights in one scene in that video.
Wow.
Yeah. God, Zion looks fat.
Zion's.
God, and I sat up on this. I sat up in the studio and defended him, Dave, for the contract.
You shouldn't have.
I defended him. Well,
it was a bad move. He didn't want to be there, first of all.
Do you want to play basketball? Like, I'm confused on, like, what, like, He just must not listen to
I lost 31 pounds just to play a girl in a basketball movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't give me a Supermax. Don't give me several $100 million. I'll never eat again.
Well, I'll starve myself.
For real.
I'll go Robert Downey, start eating crickets and drinking out of rivers.
Don't give me $250 million. All right. Anything else before we tell the good people about
that is all my best and worst from the weekend, bud.
All right. Well, look, I want you to tell the people about Good Rancher's steak because
it's delicious.
It's magnificent.
It's the best. It's the best. Not only the steak, the chicken, whatever you want. The seafood's phenomenal. Go to goodranchers.com, pick your box, and use your code BOOSTER. You can get the meat you can trust from a company shares your values.
Yes.
Goodranchers.com. Use code BOOSTER to claim over $900 and free bacon. God, just saying that gets me going. Before the leap year sale ends, goodranchers.com. American meat. It's not DiGiorno, but it's delivered. I had a couple bone-in ribeyes the other day. God,
my favorite too.
Phenomenal. I could eat 8 a day.
When I'm eating a New York strip, I love it. When I'm eating a filet, I love it. But the bone-in ribeye, I think, is what I go to more often than not. And I refer to Good Ranchers as the Michael Scott company because it's the classic win-win-win. I mean, you're getting awesome food. You're getting great meat. Like you said, chicken, steak, all that. But then I got the Christmas ham as well.
Yeah, I did too. It was phenomenal.
It was awesome. You're doing business. You're doing business with a company who does share your values, right? So you don't have to question does this company believe in what I believe in? Are they people of high character? You know that's the case. And then 3, you're helping out our show. It's good for Crane & Company.
100%.
There you go.
100%.
All right, what's going on in the chat?
All right, let's go to 9 Mil Norm with a $5 donation. Appreciate it, brother. He says, Cam is serious when he doesn't take his earrings out or put his purse down. You're not wrong, but I promise it's a lot different when you're telling that to someone who's 6'6".
Well,
260.
If it's a purse, it's a purse. I don't want to hear any of this merce stuff like Alex tried to get away with in Lady Ballers.
Yeah, look, he did not get away with
it. It's a merce. It's not a merce. Take it off, man.
You got it off. You ripped it off. Let's go to Sports Bear. What is up? I saw Cam drag Pat Pete into the end zone. Like, what did these dudes think they were going to end up doing to him? No, look, and I tweeted this when I saw the video. This looked like what Cam did to LSU's defense that year. People don't realize, LSU's defense that year, ridiculously good. I saw this man outrun Patrick Peterson to the end zone. Until then, I've never been the same. All right, let's go to Steve Parker. NOLA teams ought to be the best fighters. They can get hands on instructions from the crew at Angola's. That is true. When it comes to Zion Williams, look, I know he's playing well, but he doesn't look great to me. Right? He doesn't look like he's dropped any weight. I know he's playing well. He's been playing the best he's played in a long time.
He is playing well?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. I hadn't watched a lot of Pels games.
I haven't watched a lot of NBA, but I'm starting to work myself into. For some reason this year, man, the transition from football to basketball, it's been a little tougher. It's been a little tougher for you, boy.
I feel the same way.
I just miss it.
Maybe because I'm still trying to hold on to this football.
Oh, if it was you, I don't ever want to talk about basketball.
There is no more sports ever.
I would literally just want to talk about Michigan. I'd open with Michigan every morning.
I still can't believe it happened. What else is going on in there?
All right, let's go to Kennedy. Kennedy, what is up, my guy? 17 Ks in 6 innings on Friday from Hagan. Then staff as a whole, K24 on Saturday.
Wow.
Yesterday, starters, 10 Ks in 6 innings. They were absolutely dealing. That is a definition of shoving the baseball.
Arkansas is just shoving. Hey, quickly, too, make sure you get those calls in. We want to hear from everybody today. That's 1-855-236-3228. Get those calls in. We're going to be taking those in a little over 10 minutes here.
All right, let's go to, who do I want to? Let's go to Christopher. Christopher, what is up, my guy? Man, there's no better feeling than just dealing and knowing no one can touch you. I miss that feeling as a pitcher. I never pitched in high school. I pitched once my sophomore year. Other than that, first baseman.
First game I ever pitched in, right? Like you're in the pitching machine league, and then finally you work your way up to live pitching. And was it this way in Alabama where you had to just throw fastballs when you were in the 11 and 12-year-old league? Or I think it was 11 and 12. Maybe it was 10 and 11.
Are we all not permitted to throw
the very first pitching league that we were in after pitching machine, you weren't allowed to throw off-speed sliders, curveballs, nothing like that.
Okay.
It was just, right? They didn't want to hurt younger arms any earlier than you had to. Or something.
And it's like that.
So very first game that I pitched, I was on the Orioles. The first batter hit a triple off the wall on me. And I was like, man, I really thought I was going to be good this season.
Yeah.
Threw a one-hitter, complete game. That was the only hit for the rest of the game.
That's pitching there for you.
I did feel like I was dealing. There's a difference between that, though, and I felt like I was dealing, and you struck out 15 in 5 innings.
That's like, and I've never, there's certain things I've wanted to feel in life, Dave. I want to know what it's like to run a 4.3.
Yeah, well, you're not going
I want to know what it's like to throw it 95 miles per hour. All right, and I'll never know what it's like. So me watching these guys, and it has to be different being a grown-ass man, K and another grown-ass man. It's different when you're 11.
If I struck out 15 in 5 innings, I'd tell him bring Barry Bonds. I'd tell him bring Barry Bonds to the plate because I really want to find out right now.
You couldn't tell me a single thing. If I K'd 15 of you, I'm coming to your house and eating all your food. I'm dating your girlfriend. I want your mom to make me some mac and cheese, maybe little orange slices in the bag.
That's
6-inning stretch.
That's awfully specific.
I know it is. Let's go to Justin Decker. Are we talking upper or lower, my guy? When they come to Candy, he's trying to break up a fight. They jumped in. There's another video showing the entire thing. And also, Robbie Ashford was in the white who came in and threw a punch, and he was trying to help out Cam.
Wait, that was Robbie Ashford?
Damn, Robbie looked big.
Because I thought the guy in the white squared up with Cam.
No.
Y'all have that?
He kind of looked like he did try to hit Cam, though.
So Cam was trying to break up a fight.
Now, I don't think so. I think these guys came to. Yeah, see, they're both. See, he just threw you into another ozone.
All right, who's in white here coming from the right?
That's Robbie. Yeah, that's Robbie. First of all, whoever got hit with that right.
Who did get hit? Because I thought that squared up with Cam.
Okay, it kind of looked like it was going for Cam.
No, yeah, well, leave it to Robbie Ashford to miss something wide open.
No.
Yeah, see.
This is a segment about Cam Newton fighting, and Robbie Ashford's out here catching strays from this one.
Robbie Ashford comes in, closes his eyes, and overthrows the dig.
No way. Comment of the day. Top that one. All right, what else is going on?
All right, let's go to War Chant. War Chant, what is up, my brother? He says, we have teams here at 10 years old and under here in Illinois throwing curveball and fracturing bones because of it. I don't think you should be able to throw a curveball unless you are over 13 years old.
Okay, I think that's how we did it in Statesboro. It was 11 and 12-year-olds. You could only throw just straight fastballs. And then by the time we got to 13, that was at the 275-foot fence. Then you could throw off speed. And guess what? That was exactly the same time when I started having trouble and tendonitis in my elbow. Pitched on 4 different teams in the same baseball season because there was, from the 11 and 12-year-old league we had a travel all-star team that we got created, and we didn't want to stop playing because we were winning a lot of tournaments and we were all, it was a lot of great friends staying together. We're like, hey, before we go to high school, let's keep playing on the travel ball team. But then the regular rec league team, which is how that all-star team got formulated, we're like, well, let's play one last year of rec ball. The high school team wanted you to join in the summer to play a few games before you got into high school. But then technically we were all still in 8th grade, so we were on the middle school team as well. 4 different baseball teams, one summer. I was the starting pitcher for 2 of those. I was in the pitching rotation for the other 2. And man, it hurt me in ways that I could throw 1,000 footballs a day and would never have pain.
No, once you start breaking that wrist over, man.
50, throw 15 baseballs and I have tendonitis.
See, my dad wouldn't let me throw it till I was 12 or 13 either. And I wanted to throw it so bad. There wasn't any rules when it came to our rec league or anything like that you couldn't throw a curveball. But my dad said, you don't need to throw a curveball if you throw a good enough changeup.
That's a great point.
So I just threw a circle.
That's a great point. The changeup is such an undervalued pitch. Was there anybody in the chat who said that court and field storming should be banned permanently?
No, I didn't see anybody.
Okay.
And I put it in the poll.
There was one person who commented on deaths from soccer, storming the field for soccer. That was it, though, that I saw.
That is interesting because I was thinking when I was going through and doing research on this, that just from like the hooligan mindset that the different professional clubs have in football, like in the English Premier League and stuff like that, that there may have been more serious incidents. I'm not caught up with European soccer as much.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever be, Dave.
Yeah.
And I think if we ever get to the point that we are, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror.
We need to look out for each other.
Yeah. That's when Jake was trying to push, like let's be really good at the World Cup. No, let's not. I think if we try to be good at the World Cup, that's when America starts failing.
I knew that I found my place here in Middle Tennessee when I went and I was having a cigar at my cigar shop Mission down there, and a conversation broke out Friday about soccer. And they immediately said, yeah, none of us here ever played soccer growing up.
No.
So I found my place here.
It's just not our thing.
But for some people it is.
And that's okay.
And they're still in the trust tree.
Yeah, that's fine. You can be here, but I mean, are we going to make fun of you behind your back? Yeah. It's because we love you.
Okay, we do love you. All right, you want to get to some reactions here?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Eric Bieniemy. Obviously, Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator for Andy Reid at the Chiefs. Won 2 Super Bowls there. The conversation with Eric Bieniemy became, okay, well, why isn't this guy ever getting any NFL head coaching opportunities? And a lot of people went to, it was a race thing, even though there are other black coaches getting hired around the NFL all the time. But, part of it was, okay, well, Eric Bieniemy is not getting credit for calling the Chiefs offense because Andy Reid is such a great play caller, and that's his offense. Eric Bieniemy is going to have to go out on his own somewhere else and maybe coach for a defensive-minded head coach, run the offense, have success, and then he'd be more likely to get an opportunity. So we documented this last year when he took the offensive coordinator job with Washington. So he goes to the Redskins, where Ron Rivera, defensive-minded head coach. They don't have a lot of success. Ron Rivera is fired. Now, Eric Bieniemy was trying to get the most he could out of a rookie quarterback in Sam Howell, and Sam Howell had some good games. Ultimately, though, he's not retained when a new coach comes in there. So Eric Bieniemy now is going to go and be the offensive coordinator, or is finalizing a deal to be the offensive coordinator at UCLA. I just wanted to get your opinion on this entire situation. Do you see this as a falling from grace because Eric Bieniemy is going from where he had been in the NFL down to the college level, especially now, remember, Chip Kelly's not at UCLA anymore. Chip Kelly's going to be the OC with the Buckeyes. You see this as a falling from grace, or is this a great opportunity for Eric Bieniemy to go have success at the college level and maybe even take a head coaching job in college if one's not going to pop up in the NFL?
It just feels like Eric is just not a college head coach to me. He's been in the NFL for so long, and once you're in the NFL for so long, it's just so different to come into this college game now, recruit, and do all the different things. Remember, though, Eric was on the UCLA staff from 2003 to 2005, spent a couple of years there. He's a Southern California native, so This is nothing new to him. I do think this is a fall from where he was, what he was coaching, and what he had with Sam Howell and a bunch of young pieces. But I do think this is a good fit. I think UCLA needs this. And there's one thing Eric Bieniemy can do. I promise you, he can call football plays. He can call an offense. There'll be comfortability here. It'll be fine. Do I think he wants to get back in the NFL? I do, but there is a stigma when it comes to what Andy Reid called the plays, did this. There's been a lot of trouble with players in Eric Bieniemy, the way he's been treating them. So we'll see. I think it's a great hire for UCLA. What a great way to replace Chip Kelly, bring in another guy who's been in the NFL system for a long time and knows how to call offensive plays, which they will know how to. But I do think this is still a fall from grace if you're Eric Bieniemy.
I've heard some of that off the field stuff that you're referring to. Maybe there's things in his past, which is why he didn't get a head coaching job. I don't know anything about that. I don't know. I mean, anybody could say anything these days on social media, especially when you're trying to, deter a guy from getting a head coaching opportunity. So I haven't heard anybody who I know in the industry or trust that said, hey, Eric Bieniemy is a real problem, and that's the result of him not getting such and such opportunities. So I don't know about that, but it does seem like, man, you had a really good gig as being the offensive coordinator with the Chiefs. And I know he ultimately wanted to be a head coach, but it's not a great look when Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs team, who really, this is one of the weaker rosters we've said that we thought they were going to have, especially offensively. I mean, they don't really even technically have a true number one wide receiver if you count Travis Kelce as a tight end, which he technically is. They went and ran it back again, won the Super Bowl. I mean, that to me showcases that, yes, I mean, that is Andy Reid's offense. Like, he implemented that, and he's calling that.
But what he did with Sam was amazing, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of passing yards Sam Howell put up this year, I mean, he's top 5 in the league, I'm pretty sure. Eric Bieniemy doesn't run the football. I think that got him in a lot of trouble, obviously. But I'm more worried about, you go to UCLA, all right? You just lost your quarterback to Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't know who your quarterback's going to be. You're just joining the Big Ten, all right, which is not going to be a walk in the park. there's not a lot of great things happening for UCLA. Well, this upcoming year.
So you think if it gets ugly early in this situation, his career will only regress even further?
Yes.
Well, the one positive thing, all the Chiefs players who he coached there all come out in favor of him and have global
That is true.
So that, I say all of them, the big names who are worth
Yeah, except Tyrann Mathieu.
Sherry. Yeah, that one I can't speak to. All right, next one up. Do we have this video of the Ice Football League? I want to know more about this. What is this? Where is this? And how do we get Blaine involved in ice football?
Es geht über, da ist es geht über Ailton,
Yes. First of all, it's not even English. I love this.
Am heutigen Abend, wir haben schon einen Krimi vorhin erlebt beim knappen 20.
No way. We're out here kicking field goals on the ice, Blaine. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Look at this, come get it.
Das soll sich sparen. Das ist
What shoes do we have on?
What language is this? Of course, we're snapping. Look at him sit down. He can't get the ball. No.
It's German.
This German.
Of course it is.
Of course it's German.
Get off me. Get off me.
Can we make a tackle?
Why would
God's sakes? This is Meinung
This is great.
Touchdown. In there. In there. First of all, go back to the very, very beginning quickly because I saw something at the bottom. Okay, there it is. South 20, North 14. The South is out here representing on the ice. The North should be dominating us in cold weather environments, and it's not. This is fantastic.
We don't have anybody. So they're not wearing like ice skates.
Yeah, they're not.
They're just wearing tennis shoes. Around. Just regular shoes.
Look, my tryout for the Arena Football League did not work out this weekend because of Lipscomb Academy, which, look, as soon as I get permission to torch them
it's coming.
on the show, we're going to
coming. I can feel it.
I feel like this is where we really need to try out.
I can do this. This is something, but look, we're going to get strategic about it. Like, I'm talking like...
Strategery?
No, I'm talking about we don't even need to run. Slingshot.
Mighty Ducks situation.
Quack,
quack, quack.
Quack, quack around the globe.
Slingshot, but if
motion.
If you win, how am I going to win?
How am I going to win?
All right, last one here. Hey, get those calls in, all right? 1-855-236-3228. Pick up the phone right now. We know you're awake. You're getting your day started. Hot cup of coffee, Black Rifle coffee in the cup. Call in. We want to hear from you. Last one here. There's more guys trying to play girls' sports. It's never ending. Right? We hear this is a situation that never actually happens, but somehow it always happens. We talked about this guy at Kipp Academy on the basketball team injuring the ladies team the other day, and the other school had to forfeit. The school from Lowell had to forfeit. Well, then Icons puts out this X post here. Male athlete Lazuli Clark. You want to take a shot at that one? You're good with names.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely Lazuli Clark.
Of Kipp Academy excels as a 3-sport athlete in girls' sports. Girls basketball, playoff bound. We saw that clip last week. Girls volleyball, league all-star, led the team in kills, aces, and digs. Led the team in kills, aces, and digs. Imagine that. And then girls track and field set meet records in 400-meter hurdles and shot put. Do we have the close-up of this guy from that picture there? But yeah.
I bet he set some meet records, didn't he?
Come on. We're out here not even shaving the beard. This is real life.
Lady ballers.
We made lady ballers.
This is lady ballers, dude. It's like, it's happening. Can we go back to that tweet? Male athlete excels at 3-sport athletes and girls. What are we doing? Guys, what are we doing?
Oh, man.
Like, what are we doing? What are we going to do, Dave? There's no way we can stop this.
I can't get over the close-up photo of this with the beard. I mean, I thought one of the funniest lines in Lady Ballers was when we all had the facial hair and Coach was like, come on, you got to shave your beards. Ladies don't have beards. And then Winnie comes in and says, yes, they do. My teacher told me all about it.
Your little spawn was right.
Your little spawn was right.
I just don't know and it's so frustrating, dude, because we get up here and we talk about it like every day. And then somebody's just like, I don't even understand the person who puts this tweet out. How does this?
For all I know, that site could be on our side of the issue. Maybe they could be pointing.
But let me ask you this: like, if you wanted to win,
if I had to win, if my job's on the line,
if you wanted to win,
or let's say I'm a disgraced coach who's down and out,
yeah, like you need it. You need it bad. All right, playoff bound.
I honestly thought that's why the movie was so good that we made, because it wasn't like we were just random guys and it was completely unbelievable. Like, we were state champs in basketball at the beginning of that movie. Coach Rob is down and out. He gets the band back together. Has to have it to save his marriage. You know, he's losing touch with his daughter. Gets the guys together. Have to have it.
I just hope he didn't watch Lady Ballers and was like, you know what?
Oh, so you think now we're being a negative influence?
I'm going to do this.
Is Lady Ballers a negative influence, and now this guy's not shaving his beard?
Let me tell you this right now. This guy's not good at sports. All right? I can tell you this right now.
First of all, did you not see the state records?
Right now.
Leads the team in kills.
Like, no, not only in kills, aces and digs. So basically, he's the entire volleyball team. Plays libero, probably plays
That's
center.
the one with the different jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but no,
I know
this
some
is
stuff. All right, let's move on. What's the chat talking about, man, before we get to calls?
I just can't get over that. We're going to go to, God, I just have it. We'll go back to, we're going to Reek Kasky. Reek, what is up, my guy? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you donate, I will read it if it's on topic. As a Duke fan, I was tickled about what happened and would have banned it after Saturday. My opinion is that the opposing team needs to get off the court before the fans get on the court.
Yep.
I just don't know how they're going to do that, buddy. I don't know how they're going to get off. And guys, I'm totally down to go play this football on ice.
Are they wanting you to do it?
Yeah, a lot of people want me to do it. I'm down. You just gotta. I don't know how we're going to get me to Germany. I mean, that's a real question. Let's go to G. Hurd. G, what is up, my brother? What do you call the play? Mahomes runs around and makes a miracle out of a broken play. How is this guy the best ever? Look, and I always say this: Mahomes is the best at creating and bailing. Right? He's the best at when it comes to creating a play, creating a big play, something movement, and he's best at bailing you out of a bad play. Like that's what Patrick Mahomes does. That's why he's so good at it.
I'll tell you something else that he's really great at is, look, it's hard enough to hit receivers with the football when they're wide open, right? So let's just start with that. It's exponentially harder when they're covered, and which they always are in the NFL, and you're having to hit tight windows. And that's on routes where you know your guys are going. Well, the reason this Chiefs offense excels so often are the option routes that are built in. And you can hear this when Patrick talks, when they're mic'd up on the sidelines and he gets together with Travis Kelce and some of these other guys. Listening to saying, like, hey, I knew Travis was going to take that one to the corner, even though we had a hitch called, right? Or I knew he would take that vertical, even though we had a dig called. So they're giving leeway to guys like Travis Kelce to run option routes on every single play. And Mahomes is able to read those in real time and still be accurate with the football, oftentimes when he's on the move and when he's off platform with his arm. So, like, being able to play in space. I mean, we had Chad Henne, who was his backup, on here talking about how well he plays in space and kind of that separating him. And I do want to get to some NFL draft picks too, but what else is going on in the chat?
Let's go to George. George, what is up, my guys? Did you know Kentucky men's basketball tied Alabama's football record Wednesday for most rushed against program in the SEC since the conference began implementing field entry fines in 2004?
I didn't know that.
What a crazy stat.
But I did see that the 117 points scored for Kentucky this weekend was the most in their series with Alabama.
117 points in a college game is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
I also, something while we were talking about Kyle Filipowski, he's like the seventh Duke player, I believe, in the last 50 years to have 1,000 points in his first two seasons. Something like that.
Goodness gracious,
Insane.
that's ridiculous. So let's go to, Danny, girl. Danny, what is up? She said, well, I feel better now that Blaine is throwing shade at Robbie Ashford and not just the LSU fan base since he came for us on X too. Did not.
You kind of came for them.
No, I didn't.
But then you put out a post this weekend. You were on SEC Unfiltered, right?
Yeah.
You were on SEC Unfiltered, and they asked you which fan base is the most.
Truth. This is a God-honest truth.
What was the question again?
It's like, which fan base did you not want to get on the bad side when it comes to Twitter?
And you said you've been trying to appease them.
No, LSU, like the last fan base.
Yeah.
Like Tennessee can't hurt me. Alabama can't hurt me. Georgia can't hurt me for some reason. I don't know what it is. There's LSU people can hurt me. And I don't like it. Like, you can call me whatever you want, but they say stuff, man, that you'll never be the same.
What they say, they'll have you looking at yourself in a mirror for 30 minutes?
Yeah, for 30 minutes in the bathroom, like questioning like everything you've done in life.
All right, before we get to calls, I want to talk a little NFL because I'm starting to get excited about the NFL draft. I thought you and I could each take 3 teams here, just from the NFL draft order that we know right now before any trades take place, and just say what are the 3 most intriguing for us. This may be a little bit of a cop-out, but unless we agree to take the Chicago Bears off the board, then I'm going to stick with the Bears. And it's not just so much that it's at number 1. It's because they traded that pick away with the Bryce Young trade with the Panthers, right? Mm-hmm. You have Justin Fields, a piece who's like, if you just didn't have a quarterback at all, it wouldn't be that difficult of a choice. Or if you had Tom Brady in his heyday, it's not that difficult of a choice. But they're in this weird situation where Justin Fields is clearly capable of being an NFL starter, makes electrifying plays, but then throws 1 touchdown pass down the stretch of the season with the last 5 games, something like that. You're sitting here with number 1. You hear there's generational talents at the quarterback position coming out this draft, regardless of what you think about Caleb Williams off the field, and maybe that will be, his detriment moving forward. Or if you think, Drake May is going to end up being a franchise guy, you have the number 1 overall pick where you could make the selection in the deepest quarterback draft we've seen. Mm-hmm. If you stick with Justin Fields, you trade that pick away, you're going to be able to build a lot of other pieces, but you would also be passing on potentially a generational talent like Patrick Mahomes we just talked about, when the Bears are in no position to be doing that. Like I said, division rival Green Bay Packers have gone in succession from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to now Jordan Love. The Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. So do you really want to be in a position where you're passing that up, is my thing. That's why I think it's going to be incredibly exciting and interesting to see what the Bears do with that number 1 pick.
No, I agree. I just don't think – and it's so tough because you can't – what can we get, right? Like, if it's a lot different than sitting up here talking about it. I don't think you should move on to Justin Fields. I say that, but I would like to see what we could get for him. 100%. I think Justin Fields is good enough to take Chicago where they need to get to, but I think a lot of other things need to get fixed first. I think it starts with your head coach. I think it starts with the offensive line. I think your defense will play better. You have to fix the offensive line, and Justin Fields will grow. Mm-hmm. I really think so. There's one that I'm looking at immediately. It's the number 8 pick with the Atlanta Falcons. You took Desmond Ridder. I think we can all sit here and say, if you're an Atlanta fan, that Desmond Ridder's not the guy. I believe that 100% wholeheartedly. I do think when you get to 8, you take who's left. All right, when it comes to the quarterback position. All right, you obviously think if Caleb Williams does go 1, we'll kind of go scratch here a little bit. Caleb Williams goes 1, 2, Drake May, 3, we'll say Jane Daniels. I think that can be agreeable. Then 4, I don't see any quarterbacks getting taken 4 through 7. So you get to 8. Do you pull the trigger on the quarterback? Do the Falcons organization believe in Desmond Ridder? I don't think they do. If I'm the Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix are sitting at 8. I am pulling the trigger on one of these guys. I think these guys are going to be the future of this program, and I think the Falcons think that as well.
Imagine Michael Penix Jr. or Jaden Daniels in Atlanta.
Yeah, if Jaden's there at 8, you got it.
God, it'd be a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I'm looking at the Jets at 10 right now. I mean, there was just all this excitement about Aaron Rodgers. Everything, doing all that you could to go and get Aaron Rodgers to come in. Hey, all we're missing is a quarterback. He's not going to be here for a long time. He's here for a good time, not a long time, right? Well, it ended up being about 30 seconds. What was it? 3 plays.
Yeah,
tears his Achilles. Everything goes downhill there. You busted on the Zach Wilson pick, came in, tried to do the best that he could, but, they weren't winning a lot of football games. But the defense, that's a solid defense on that side of the ball. Aaron Rodgers sounds like he's going to come back and be healthy, but I'm looking at 10 right there. I mean, what are you doing if you're the Jets right now at 10, assuming that Aaron Rodgers is going to come back and try and play football next year, but he's also, 40 years old, coming off an Achilles injury, and you saw how bad it can be without him. If you're Robert Saleh, if you're the GM who said, hey, we got a 1-year saving grace because of the situation with Aaron, what are you doing at 10?
See, this is when it gets sticky, right? Because I don't know how when you will find another draft like this with the depth at quarterback. But 2, you got to get somebody for the offensive line. If it's me, I'm going tackle. Hello, who's this? Doesn't matter. I'm going to get it.
Just the best one available because Joe Alt won't be there, right?
What are you at 10?
At 10?
Jets at 10? No, I don't think Joe will be there. If he is there, obviously you'll take him. I don't think he'll last past 7, in my opinion. I believe the next one's the offensive tackle, probably from Oregon State. I don't want to attempt to say his name right now because it's not going to go well. But I would go there if I'm the Jets at 10. I think. What do you pull? Do you pull the string on a quarterback at 10?
I don't think so. Not at 10 because I think that the Jets in round 2, 3, or 4 could get a guy that is going to be even better than Zach Wilson, who could maybe say, I mean, how many of the eggs are you going to put into the basket of Aaron Rodgers? One, let's just say he's able to stay healthy this entire season.
Yeah.
That would already be a win, much less if he could give you 2 seasons. I guess part of it, too, depends on who's there. Like, we're talking about Jaden Daniels. I don't think Jaden Daniels is a for sure lock at number 3. If Jaden Daniels starts slipping or if Michael Penix Jr. is there, imagine getting one of those guys or even like a Bo Nix who could sit behind the tutelage of Aaron Rodgers for, if you could at least get a season, like I say, that would be huge, rather than having to throw those guys in the fire right away. But anyway, it's 7:30. Why don't we suspend our other 2 picks? I did want to talk about the Denver Broncos. Maybe we can do that a little bit tomorrow because Russell Wilson came out in an interview and was saying, like, he wants to be at a place that wants him. Maybe he's feeling a little bit unwanted. I think it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, that parking spot ain't paying out.
Broncos are at 12 right there. Sean Payton is not.
Oh, after this, the Broncos are getting quarterback.
Yeah,
100%.
So I want to talk about that one tomorrow as we get closer to the draft. But let's go ahead and take some calls. Let's go to Jack in Mobile. Jack, you're the first caller of the week. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
What's up, Jack?
What's up, man? I got good news for you, Blaine. And Jake's not here, so he's not going to be able to talk me out of this.
Yeah, good.
After low membership and nobody paying their dues, the Unders Club is officially shut down. I'm coming back, Blaine. So
what?
Let's get the over on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's shut down.
The Unders Club is shut down.
It's shut down. Get out.
Well, you know
Get
what?
out.
That's
shut down.
Well, get ready to lose some money then because
look, Jack called in and said it's shut down now. Only the over club.
Jack, look, man, I know everybody flirts with the dark side a couple times in their life. Everybody wants to see, what would it be like to be Darth Vader? You'll be back.
You turned him against me?
You'll be back.
I cheer for Auburn and the Yankees. I'm already on the dark side.
Oh, God.
You're damn right, Jack.
Hey, then go.
Yeah,
go.
You're damn right. Welcome to it. We were born in the dark.
Chop on.
Yeah. So real quick, just want to talk a little bit about college baseball. This is the showcase weekend for anybody that's not a big college baseball fan.
Mm-hmm.
This was probably the most diverse group of talent in these tournaments that I've seen in a long time. Just for instance, Washington State won the Round Rock Classic, which alternates between having teams like LSU, Arkansas, Auburn, UCLA. Those are your usual rotation winners in that type of tournament. The biggest one, and this is going to sound a little biased because Auburn was in it, but the most diverse collection of Omaha-capable teams was in Jacksonville this weekend, with Iowa, Wichita State, Virginia, and Auburn all playing for it.
It's a great thing about baseball, man. That's so, there's one thing when it comes to baseball, the diversity of talent. And there seems like Cal State Fullerton.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never, when it comes to baseball, you never know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
You never know. And I take out of a story back in the day, and this is a story Jake told me. Jake in high school, their baseball team was ridiculously good. Number 2 in the country. At
Opelika?
At Opelika, yeah. They had a bunch of guys. And they were pulling to go play a team at Georgia they had no idea about. In the middle of Georgia, surrounded by pine trees, had no idea. Didn't look up the roster until they were 30 minutes away from the team they were playing. Looked it up. They had 3 guys getting drafted in the first 2 rounds. Jake said they got there, and the first guy was shoving 96.
No way.
Just shoving 96. So when it comes to baseball, that's what makes baseball so great. It doesn't matter who they are. Doesn't matter where they are. Buddy, they can probably be pretty damn good playing. I love Jack. Great call, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, buddy. Hold down the 251, dude.
Appreciate it,
Absolutely.
man. See you, Jack. All right, let's go to Kirk in Canada. Kirk, we got a Pongo alert from last week.
Tough on the Flyers.
Hey, talk to me about Austin Matthews breaking all those records up there.
Oh, yeah. 50 goals in 54 games.
Wow.
He's pretty good at the whole hockey thing, huh?
Yeah, he is the fastest American-born player to ever reach that plateau, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I love how he has to throw an
American in there, right? Like, who's the fastest Canadian player ever?
Oh, that'd be Wayne Gretzky. 50.
Is he faster than Connor Matthews?
Games.
50 goals in 39 games.
Damn.
39 games. Yeah, that was. But you know what? That was a different era. That the butterfly save hadn't even been invented by the goalies yet. The pads back then were about half the size. So I think you could make a pretty good comparison between this feat and Gretzky's 39 and 50.
Okay.
Or 50 and 39. Yeah.
Wow.
Butterfly
save.
He's
the butterfly. That's when they go down and spread out the legs sideways and take off the entire bottom portion of the net. If you watch some of Gretzky's goals back in the 80s, you know, the goalies were standing up and
it was a lot easier to score back then, right?
Well, yeah.
Let's say yes, Kurt.
The game evolves, right?
Yeah.
The offense is better, the defense is better, the equipment's better now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which goalie invented the butterfly save in hockey?
I think it was Dominic Hasek.
Oh, he was a great one.
Old Dom.
Old Dom.
I couldn't stand Dominic Hasek because he was a freak of nature. Nobody knew how to score on him. You know what I mean?
He's out here inventing new saves.
I still think, might be honest with him, just get the fattest person possible. Put him in there.
Yeah. Like, what do you think about that, Kirk? We've always been saying that. Like, put someone in who's so physically large that there is no room.
Possible way you can
Like,
score.
it doesn't matter how well they move because you can't get the puck in the net.
Get the ball. Yeah, that's been debated. I think.
Why wouldn't you get a sumo wrestler?
Look, like let's say if you're a team right now who's not really playing that great. I'm thinking of a team nearby, like maybe let's say the Preds. Give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen?
What do you got to lose?
If you can find someone, they're gonna have to make the nets bigger. Like if you can find someone who's bigger than the net, and they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
All right,
Imagine
I promise
paying them
you. You
millions
go to Walmart in Tallahassee, Alabama, right now. You got prospects walking through there.
Walmart catching strays, Alabama catching strays.
Robbie Ashford catching strays, dude. I just don't understand why you wouldn't do that.
Two more quick things before you guys get to the next caller. Leveled up this past weekend.
Congratulations,
Kurt.
You're what?
Thanks, boys. I'm halfway to 106 now. If I hit 106, I'm halfway home.
Wow.
And
just getting started. Bud.
Damn.
And the other thing I wanted to say, Leafs 7 points over that team that plays their home games in Philadelphia. So the 12.5 is just around the corner.
Yeah, we'll see.
Long way to go, Kurt.
We dressed up as Rocky, and now we're falling apart.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
See you,
Kurt. See you, buddy, man. Hope you had a great birthday. All right, let's go to Austin in Lexington, Kentucky. Austin, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing, gentlemen?
Great, man.
Doing great, Austin.
I just want to talk to y'all about y'all's opinions on why Kentucky's basketball's defense is so inconsistent with losses against teams like LSU and Gonzaga and wins over Auburn and Bama.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. I mean, yeah, we're talking about them scoring 117 points, but they still gave up 95 to Alabama.
Yeah, the ball's not going to be going in the basket like that every time you go play. And I think a lot of it when it comes to defense, in my opinion, is effort. Mm-hmm. I really think it's effort. It's transition defense. It's effort getting up and down the court. It's effort from a physical standpoint. It's effort on getting rebounds. When it comes to Kentucky, because it's not like Kentucky doesn't have the talent. Let's be honest. They have the length. They have the pieces. But you have to teach effort. It's a want to. Everybody wants to hit a home run. Everybody wants to score a touchdown. Everybody wants to hit a three-pointer. But do you want to pull block? All right? Do you want to seal an edge? All right? Do you want to make a routine play at shortstop? Do you want to play good defense when it comes to basketball? Because there's a reason why Coach Kyle can't win a championship. All right? And there's a lot of different pieces that come together. One of them is you got to play defense to win basketball games.
And it starts at the top, right?
100%.
I mean, like I said earlier, when you look at a program like Virginia or Houston, really even Tennessee. Yeah, right. Like, it clearly is being emphasized. Hey, not only are we going to give effort, like that's the bare minimum requirement on defense, but we're also going to play a style of ball on the offensive side of the game that is going to allow us to play great defense. I don't think a lot of schools take that into consideration.
I do think like you kind of relate it to football a little bit. If you're going to run most high up tempo offenses, like lack a little bit on defense.
Sure.
Right, it's just the way it is. That doesn't mean defenses aren't good, right? If you're gonna have high flying guys on offense, all right, you need an above average defense. I'm not saying you have to hold guys to 60 points, but we need turnovers at certain times. You need a bend but don't break defense in basketball, which is a real thing as well.
And for your football analogy, look at the last 3 national champions we've had. Back-to-back with Georgia, Michigan, 3 of the best defenses we've seen. Yep. Even that side of the game, or even that sport, we're seeing, hey, defense still wins championships. What do you think, Austin?
Honestly, I'm just a cheerleader there. I don't really pay too much attention to how Cal runs his ship. But that's all I wanted. I got to get back on the road. I'm driving back to Lexington from Alabama. So that's the only question I had, and you have a good day, and God bless.
God bless, Austin. Safe
God bless you, man. Thanks for calling in. All right, let's go to Brian in Boston. Brian, what's up?
Oh, no, my God, see a para.
What's up, guys?
There he is.
Good to see you still learning how to say Noma the right way, Blaine.
Noma.
Oh, my God, see a para.
Yeah. Shortstop.
Murder who?
Shortstop.
I'm telling you, there's nobody my age that played Little League Baseball and didn't do that stupid glove pull feet thing going
I bet. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I do got to tell you guys real quick, I haven't listened to the Glenn Jacobs interview yet. I'm looking forward to listening to that later today. But I showed my son a picture of you guys, and he was, because he's a big wrestling guy. He's about to be 13, loves wrestling.
Yeah.
He was wowed looking over at Mr. David Cone, towering over one of the legends of WWE. He goes, who is that guy over there?
Well, I was going to say there may have been a little forced perspective with me being closer to the camera, but no. Your son's exactly right. That's why I need to be in the Brothers of Destruction. But you know what? I'll settle for the Neighbors of Destruction. And Mr. Jacobs did send out an awesome tweet this weekend.
Yeah, he did.
That photo with us saying that I am in the Neighbors of Destruction. But Brian, do yourself a favor, man. Go listen to that interview. I don't even care if you weren't into wrestling back in the day. You have to listen to that. It's about 30 minutes long. We talked about so many different topics. That guy, I had no idea. Mostly because, if Stone Cold came in here, I would at least know a little bit more because Stone Cold talked so much as a wrestler. Kane was he was known as being the guy who's always silent, right? Never spoke, so I didn't know what to expect. This guy comes in here, he teaches courses on Austrian economics, for God's sakes.
And he's huge.
Yeah, it's huge, cool. He's one of us. One of us, man.
Oh, for sure he's one of us. And David's done a good job when it comes to me not getting scared, or not scared, just freaked out around really tall people anymore.
Okay.
David's kind of knocked that door down to me since I'm around him every day, and he's a giant.
You're welcome.
So when Kane walked in, I wasn't, because usually it's the Godzilla effect. I just run away and scream Godzilla. But this time I didn't. Great guy. And the coolest thing to me was, I wasn't a big wrestling guy growing up. I just wasn't. Different strokes for different folks. Just the transition from being a wrestler, to getting into politics, and now he's a mayor.
Yeah.
Right? That story to me was extremely cool.
Yeah, so everybody listening, if you didn't see our interview with Kane last Friday, please go watch it. It's on YouTube. I went and rewatched The Wrestler again this past weekend, Darren Aronofsky's film. I love that movie. I rewatched it again. Just got me in the mood for the lower circuit wrestling.
I know this is off topic, and Brian, I know you're on the call, but since you did bring up movies, I watched a Barbie movie this weekend.
How was it?
I liked it.
Did you?
No, I hated it. It was terrible.
No, be honest with me. Is it good?
It was terrible. I'll never watch it.
Because the
only reason I watched it because my niece's birthday was this weekend.
I thought it was decent, honestly.
Which she had a great birthday, right?
Great birthday.
She leveled up.
Went rollerblading.
All right, I'm gonna watch it. I am gonna watch it because there's too many conflicting reports around here. Obviously, Ben Shapiro's review of it went viral.
What did Ben say?
Oh, he just eviscerated it.
Yeah, it's
just
terrible.
Absolute hot garbage.
Hated every
crap.
second of it.
But Michael Knowles, pro Barbie movie. He was pro Barbie.
He was pro Barbie?
So does that change your stance?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I'm staying with Ben.
All right. So, Brian, how do you feel about Barbie before you go?
No interest in Barbie. Michael Knowles did have me a little bit like, I definitely heard the two guys. And I will say Blaine's got me not wanting to hit play on Oppenheimer. Haven't watched that one yet.
No, Brian, go watch Oppenheimer. Heavy water.
This is coming from a guy who doesn't like Pulp Fiction, Brian.
Heavy water, Brian.
Talk to him about movies.
All right?
Oh,
heavy water.
Okay, that changes.
Thank you.
That changes.
No, don't let him indoctrinate you, Brian.
Before I go, March Madness, let me throw out this pool that I join every year and see if you guys like it or not.
Okay, throw it.
But it's the concept of like a Survivor, NFL Survivor thing. But you have to pick a team each day of the tournament to win, no spreads.
Yes.
But you can't use the team a second time. So it gets great. Like you get down to the Final Four, you might not have a team left to use, and then you'd be out, like you lose.
How much is GP?
Get in it. It's always fun. But it's tough. It's a tough pool.
How much is grand prize,
Brian? Just wanted to throw that out there and hope that you guys are still planning on doing that watch party the start of the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I love that survival pool tactic.
That's what I wanted to cover.
Brian, what's the grand prize? What's the grand prize to win the pool?
Oh, it's usually big. It's $100 to join, and the guy usually gets like a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
He does a $50 to join NFL one. That thing gets to over $100,000. That's how many people get in it. But I shouldn't be saying this over the years. It's usually like double secret probation.
Oh, not anymore. It's gone now.
Yeah, we'll keep it open. We'll keep.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on the board. Join.
We'll
Brian
keep it under wraps with the whole world that's listening.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it, Brian.
Great call,
Thanks for calling, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Josh, North Carolina. What's the word, man?
What do you want?
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up, dude?
Hey, I wanted to talk about the hockey game I went to on Thursday, and I also wanted to talk about a little bit of NASCAR. But with the hockey game, so it was the Panthers-Canes game, and this was like right before I go to the hockey game. I learned it's Pride Night, and I'm like, okay, and then I go in there, and they got a gay men's choir to sing the national anthem, and I already wanted to walk out when I saw that. But then I forced myself to stay because I was like, you know what? I already paid for these tickets. I might as well just stay. And minus that, and then the freaking team logos being gay pride, like none of the team, our team didn't wear the jersey, which I guess is good. But like my question is like, why are we still doing these like Pride nights? I thought they were banned. And two, like you're getting a gay men's choir to sing the national anthem. Like it, I don't know. The whole situation was weird. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the hockey game was great. I mean, it felt like a playoff game. I mean, when we killed the penalty, or there was a 4-minute power play, we killed it. And I mean, I've never heard it get that loud, minus maybe top-notch football games. Like it was pretty loud for like 20-something thousand people. And then also, like when Aho scored that game-winning goal, I jumped up and down like a little girl because, like, that's my favorite player, and I was wearing his jersey. But I just wanted to know your thoughts about the whole Pride Night thing. Like, I thought they were banned, and then we're getting.
So this is the Carolina. Is this the Carolina Hurricanes game that you were at?
Yes. Yeah.
A home game for them, and they had Pride Night. Now, see, see, Blaine. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's not enough to have an entire month dedicated for this now. You can't just have an entire month. We still have to keep this going. And yeah, the NHL said they were gonna pull back, but the individual teams can still do what they want. Look, Josh.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't have stayed. I know you had already paid your tickets. Now hold on. You said you realized that it was Pride Night after you got there, or you went to this game because it was Pride Night?
It was like right before I got there. I was texting my girlfriend because like I saw it on Twitter. I think they announced either they announced it a week before or they announced it like day of. Like I didn't see it until like right before we got to the game.
Okay, we'll take your word for it. We'll take your word for it.
Let me ask you this quickly: was this game in Carolina or Buffalo?
It was in Carolina.
Raleigh, baby.
Messed up on the schedule. And two, did you see Jake in the choir?
Was Jake? Is that where he is?
Jake's
in the choir.
Hockey game in the choir.
I was wondering.
I knew that's why he's singing all the time, and it makes sense.
Yeah. I took a picture. Jake was definitely in the choir.
I bet he was in there belting.
I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, that's where he is. I knew it.
Yeah.
He tried to say he was going to Hawaii. I knew Reed was a front.
Right. I couldn't have stayed. I couldn't have stayed for the game. I have to leave it that
It depended if I had money on it.
Yeah.
What does that make a difference? This is why I had to adopt the Rangers as my team. And what happened? They win the World Series because they're the only baseball team with no pride night. We're changing the logos, too. We're having the gay men's choir sing the national anthem. The national anthem.
Why didn't the Rangers win it the year before?
Yeah. Huh? Because my fandom helped them get over the hump. Okay. Like, keep up, Sherlock Holmes.
It was your fandom.
Come on, man. All right, Josh. Well, thanks for sharing that story.
Oh, good story, Josh. Good job. Tell Jake I said what's up.
Thanks, guys.
Tell Jake we said hello. We'll see him tomorrow. All right, we got Tristan in Tennessee. Tristan, sorry, we were going from the gay pride in hockey. I don't know what's going on.
Everyone's catching strays today.
What you got for us, man?
Hey, guys. I hope you guys are having a good morning. I wanted to comment on the gay choir thing.
Please.
Isn't that a little prejudice? Why can't I join the gay choir?
See, and now he's coming in asking the real question.
What's the definition of gay anyway?
Yeah, because I'm happy.
I'm happy.
By 1950 standards, I'd be leading the gay.
You'd be the biggest gay out there, Dave.
And I think what's happening is these young marketing teams getting into the
yes.
After college, they think they're expanding the fan base by doing this stuff.
You're exactly right. It's the same thing that happened with Bud Light, Tristan. It's the same thing that happened with Bud Light. Oh, you know what? I have a smart idea. I'm going to overthink this. The largest domestic beer brand in the country. What if we just throw a little wrinkle in there and we can put a dude on the cover dressed as a woman, and no one will care. We'll get more customers in, and none of the old customers will leave. That's not how branding and marketing works. You're exactly right.
Right. But anyway, that wasn't my question. But so I think the SEC teams are doing pretty good this year in college basketball for SEC. Do you guys have any early guesses on a possible Final Four and maybe a Cinderella team to watch out for?
Blaine, we talked a bit about UConn. Defending champs.
Yeah. But
won by double digit every single game in the tournament last year. Like, it's going to be really difficult for me not to stare down the barrel of them as a 1 seed, which they'll probably be the number one overall 100%. Seed, and not beeline them to the Final Four. So the question remains, how many other top seeds are you going to go with? You know, like, do you see Tennessee making the Final Four, or are we kind of going to see more of what we've seen before, which is them getting bounced out? Purdue, same question. In terms of, like, underdog seeds, I don't know. I'm looking at the Big East, man.
Well, when it comes to Cinderella, this is a conversation we always get in when it comes to Cinderella. Is that a team outside the top 25? You know, is that,
yeah.
You know, a team that barely makes it, or?
Like, if.
Yeah.
Or like we saw, like, Wake Forest this past weekend. We were talking about them with Duke. Like, if Wake Forest fights their way into the tournament and makes a Final Four, that's an underdog Cinderella achievement. Even though a lot of people get captivated by the early round upsets with programs you've never heard of, which that's really cool too. But a lot of times those teams may not make it to a Final Four.
You know, and what team do you really trust when it comes down to the 1 seed? Because if it's me, it's really only UConn. Do you trust Purdue?
No.
Do you trust Houston? Do you trust Tennessee to make runs in the tournament when they've showed they've had the talent, they've had the scheme, they've had all their boxes checked, but find a way to blow it in the tournament?
And last year with Houston, didn't they lose to Miami? And their number one player was injured, or he was banged up or something, right? Either way, Tristan, do you have a dark horse in the tournament for us?
Not yet. I'd have to watch a little bit more, but I do hope that Tennessee makes it to the Final Four. But I know Rick Barnes always has this stigma when he gets to the March Madness.
Look, they're good though, man. Dalton Connect, he could be the difference maker. And there's other teams in the SEC too. I mean, I keep looking at South Carolina. I mean, South Carolina's
there's a team
really
like Kansas State.
Yeah.
Like Kansas State, Big Quad 1 win. Have the talent, have a couple guys. Like, those are the teams when it comes, I think they're a bubble team right now. Those are the teams that you got to watch out for. The teams that can just shoot the lights out from 3. That's the team that I watch out for when you get in the tournament.
Well, thanks for calling, Tristan. We really
Great call, Tristan.
Call in next week. And you talking about Kansas State is the perfect segue because I'm going to take Kansas State tonight minus 9.5. They are hosting West Virginia. I'm also going to take Baylor plus 2.5. Baylor is on the road at TCU. Both of these teams 19-8. I'm going to go ahead and take Baylor with the 2.5 points on the road, see if they can keep it close, and that's minus 110 as well.
All right. I like that, Dave. Dave, what do you think about my handwriting?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. Oh, French Spy. I think it's fantastic, man. It's looking great.
All right, Jake. He's at a choir in Carolina right now. Having a good time. He's also a French Spy. I'm going to tell you anything different. What I'm taking today, UNC minus 13.5 at home versus Miami.
I saw that
minus 120. And then Baylor, money line, plus 118 on the road at TCU. I think they win that game. Did you do Ace Man's?
No.
All right, Ace Man, he's going the other way. Miami plus 13.5, minus 110. And then TCU. Damn, it's against me today. TCU money line minus 1.
Oh, you're taking Baylor money line.
Hey,
gotcha.
Yeah, I'm switching it up a little bit. I don't think it's bad. 2.5 point spread on the road versus TCU. Baylor, physical team, good inside the post. TCU, you never really know.
Man, I think we held it down today. Down.
We did. I don't think we have any donations to get read here. I'd have to go back and look.
Well, any highlight comments in there?
Yes. There's always highlight comments. Great day-to-day, David. They want you to know that. Let's go to interesting stats. Remember that after UNC won the Natty back in 2017, team that won it all the previous year has not made it to the Sweet 16. And that's
that is interesting. I was at that game too. Wasn't that against UConn?
Yeah.
Because I was working a video job for Coca-Cola where they passed the cans out, the commemorative cans after the win. Now, they don't know which team's going to win, right? So they have the cans made up for both teams, and they have security guards guarding the trucks so that for the team that loses, they can get those cans away and destroy them so that they're never seen.
Wow, really?
And North Carolina won that championship, and then it was, their job to pass out all of the cans with North Carolina's logo on them.
Let's go to Jared Hallett. Jared, what's up? When he's come to the Barbie movie, remember, Michael also likes pumpkin spice lattes. Let's be honest, not going to say he likes men, but...
Well, the pumpkin spice latte, that's a good piece of information to know. He also hates Atlas Shrugged, which I can't get behind hating.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Who's Atlas Shrugged? Is that like an investigator?
Yeah, he's a private detective. God. He's on the case.
I don't know who that is. Let's go to Connor Montgomery. Connor, what's up? Justin Fields is the guy.
No.
Get him another receiver other than DJ Moore. The number 1 pick this year has more value than maybe ever. Take what you can get for it right.
God, also, whoever said that comment, plus you and your brother, you guys are all on that train, and maybe you're right. And maybe if it were a franchise that hadn't had such a big lack of success when it comes to quarterback, say maybe they could, withstand the scrutiny of holding on to that and being wrong. But, man, can the Bears really pass? Can the Bears really afford?
And you're not even talking about taking Caleb Williams.
Not necessarily.
You're talking about trading pick.
I think that you'd have to go with Caleb Williams, even though, look, I've watched the tape, man. I haven't seen him up close and personal like these scouts are going to be able to. I wish I could. I've only watched the tape that we all have access to. Drake May's going to be a heck of a player. I love Michael Penix Jr. I think at the end of the day, you'd have to go with Caleb Williams, even though this off-the-field stuff I'm not a big fan of. I think that may end up being what does him in terms of not being an elite NFL quarterback. I'm just saying, can the Bears really pass up the number 1 pick at quarterback with all of the struggles that they've had at the position over the years? They passed up, they got Mitch Trubisky. They passed up on a lot of other good quarterbacks. I don't know if they can do it.
That's tough. Let's go to Red Eye Tyler. What is up? What do you think about Nebraska football players having a dunk contest last night at the halftime of a Nebraska versus Minnesota basketball game? I love it.
I didn't see that.
I love it.
They had a dunk contest. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I was playing basketball as much as I possibly could, even when I was playing football, and against the wishes of my football coaches. But you go and get injured, that's on you.
No, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt.
And then it's hilarious.
Yeah, right. Not. It's hilarious to you. If you did,
I just wanted to see how you would respond. The conversation that is had with the coach after that is certainly not funny or hilarious.
No, it's come to Jesus meeting.
But, man, I loved playing pickup basketball.
God, you had to.
Loved it.
Had to.
Loved dunking on the chicks and Lady Ballers.
No, they paid us to do it.
Getting dunked on, that was new to me. That was a new thing
I'm
to
pretty
me.
sure
that was my worst acting because I don't even know how to pull that off. That was a deep fake, right. All right, what's the poll?
All right, quickly, Reek Casting, $5 donation to Reek. Thank you. What did the Bengals do at 18? Could Bowers fall to that pick? He shouldn't.
As in,
he should
not Brock.
He should.
Please tell me they're not talking
if
about.
If he does, yeah. Yeah.
If you're the Bengals, you clearly need to go either offensive line or defense. Every other offensive position is set.
Don't draft receiver.
But if Brock Bowers was there at 18,
draft him.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Draft him. He could probably block. He could block for Joe too.
You could not draft him?
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the poll. Should fans be able to storm the court? Yes.
Yes.
Or no?
88%.
Surprising number of me here. Yes, 71%.
Okay.
No, 20.
So there were 29% out there.
There's 29% in there. You bunch of parties.
Either way, I think we held it down today. A great way to start the week.
Yeah.
Replacement Cone.
Replacement Cone did well. Not a lot from him today.
No, not a lot from him today. I'm sure he'll be tweeting his butt off on X.
You got to get off X.
Talking all sorts of trash.
Yeah.
But why don't you sign off for us?
Oh. I like the chances of you beating up Cam Newton. We're going. Got it!
Different brother, same result.